Let me introduce myself. I am Andreea Sava, Project Administration for Institute of Coding in Coventry University. We are here today to run the Tech is for Everyone session. Obviously, hopefully this is inspiring for all the women in there who are a little bit scared of technology and this kind of subjects, which might be a little bit more sounding like not for everyone. First of all, I'm going to share with you some information related to some figures which we collected from the surveys regarding how women are represented in tech domain. And after that, I'm going to leave my colleagues who kindly accepted to support us with real life examples of women in tech. So I'm not sure if I can share the screen with you. Let's check. Right. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning.
All right, I'm going to share my presentation. Can you see this? Is this available to be
Not
seen
yet.
on the... Yes, please. Can you see my presentation?
Not yet, no.
No, all right. Then I'm going to speak about it just to not lose time, and we can discuss afterwards. So the main point of our research is information which we were running through the Institute of Coding in Coventry University. We found out some challenges of the women involved in technology. So I'm going to present you some figures now that 90% of all jobs will require digital skills in the near future. Also, 35% of jobs in the UK are now likely to be obsolete due to automation within decades. 12 million adults in the UK do not have basics digital skills at this moment, and 85% of hard-to-fill positions are those requiring digital skills. So this information were obviously coming up from our researches. These are from real life, and these are coming, triggering us to take the opportunities which are coming up for us in the next future. So digital skills are no longer just about computer science. They are about progressing further in any job you do. Medium salaries with a computer science background are about £57,000 and are increasingly in demand in all high-paying professions. Also, digital skills are in high demand and enable employees to be highly mobile. The pandemic has only accelerated this trend. The motivation which women are having in order to take, let's say, digital studies are divided in categories of person who were asked, who were participating in our surveys. So we found out that whilst younger people are looking for prospecting of a good salary and clear career progression, the most percent of these people who answered, we can see the balance that obviously women who are already in work are looking for knowing which are the opportunities to be innovative and creative and varied, within their work. So it is very very important to see how people are seeing how they can upskill in technology, and which is the level of the people, which are the interest of the people in this domain. But we can see that it is not all about the degree. There is growing evidence that women are interested in digital skills, but many are choosing to learn in their own time and for their own objectives. Women and non-binary learners on online courses make up 46% of the 450,000 learners on the Institute of Coding 21st Century Skills course. In a tailored data analytic course for National Archives and the British Library, women made up to 56% of learners. Digital skills can be pursued on the job and enable participants to achieve step changes in their career opportunities. We can say that 61% of women in work expressed an interest in learning through online tutorials, 45% for face-to-face extracurricular classes, and 43% for hands-on work placements. I'm going to present you just two topics now on what industry wants at this moment, and I'm going to end up after that and pass the floor to Lauren and Gifty from the TechMums to present some real life experience with the technology. So in terms of the requested what industry wants, research across automotive, manufacturing, creative, financial and health sectors all reveals the same key messages. Industry wants people with versatile skills, able to retrain quickly, good in teams, and focused on business needs. Key skills identified in the creative economy is imagination and self-direction. Hard programming skills are fantastic, but the best creative technologists I've worked with originate their own ideas and use their hard skills to achieve them. Creative should drive the use of technology. We found out that women would like to learn mostly coding and programming, software packages, and project management, mostly adapted to tech. Obviously, it is of interest, software packages, human skills, and data analytics as well. I'm going to wrap up this by saying, providing few key messages after our researches, that digital skills are about more than just computers. They are about using a range of people and technical skills to achieve your goals. There are a wide range of opportunities to learn, from degrees to an apprenticeship, online learning, boot camps, and summer schools at all stages of life. Changing work patterns don't have been a treat. Digital skills are about being versatile and adaptable. They enable you to control your future. This is a presentation which we put together as a team in Institute of Coding team in Coventry University. I've tried to present as much as I could the results of our surveys. Obviously, it is a lot to discuss. We are going to present our industry reports, skills gaps to the public soon. So these are going to be able to be consulted and checked, and obviously people can pick up information from there and see what are going to be the needs in the near future. But in the meantime, I would like to ask Lauren to start to help us and present us some real life experience in technology. What about how women are and most of this, like, let's say the moms are coping with technology and how they have skilled, and what the TechMum program is offering us. So thank you, Lauren, for being here. Please,
Excellent.
you
Thank
can.
you so much, Andrea. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Excellent. Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you very much for the statistics as well. One of the things I find really interesting is when we talk about statistics related to reskilling or what the industry needs or what people are looking for, a lot of the statistics are pre-COVID, and everything, like you said, has just massively accelerated. So there'll be a lot kind of talking about today is pre-COVID, but how do we navigate that into life post-COVID or during COVID or whatever the new unknown that we're walking into is as well. So my name is Lauren. I am from TechMums. For those of you that are not familiar with TechMums, we're an organization that works with mothers to make them more familiar, confident, and most importantly, excited about the use of technology in their daily lives, whether that's professionally, supporting kids with homework, interacting with friends, all of that good stuff. We were founded by Professor Sue Black, who I'm guessing amongst this crowd does not need an introduction, but she founded it back in 2012 when she realized that two of the biggest impacts on a child's future career and their digital, their literacy and numeracy skills is education and background and support of their mother. And at the same time was hosting some coding classes for children and saw that dads were all jumping in and mums were all standing back. So at TechMums, we really believe that if we want to change gender inequality in tech, if we want to address the digital skills gap, which Andrea has given us plenty of statistics in, if we want to support mums returning to work, if we want to support mums overcoming isolation, mental health, the best way that we can do that is to provide programs that support mothers in learning more about technology. So we have a couple of different flagship programs. One we're going to talk about and touch on today is TechMums Clubs. TechMums Clubs are 10-week programs where we operate in person pre-COVID, where we work with mums and we take them from the basic digital skills, from setting up emails, staying safe online, how to navigate looking after your money online banking, avoiding phishing attacks, right through to returning to work and the basics of app design, web design, and coding. We also have recently, in light of our current situation, we have also launched a list of summer resources to support mums and their kids over the summer break from school. So those are online at our website at techmums.co. And we also have just released TechMums Online, which is a series of mini modules for mums to support them in staying safe online, managing money online, setting up an email. So if you have any mothers in your lives that you think would really enjoy and be supported by those modules, please check them out online as well. I could talk at length about TechMums, and I love the sound of my own voice. However, I felt like the best way that we could really show what TechMums is, but also show how amazing a mum is with technology, is to actually interview one of our amazing TechMums. So I would like to introduce you to Gifty, who's here on my screen. She might be somewhere else on yours. So Gifty, hi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me today. It's a privilege to talk about TechMums because it's just been so amazing for me. So my name is Gifty and I was born in Ghana. I'm a mum of two and I've been in the UK for about 15 years. It feels weird to say that now. But I was just on a normal Saturday morning on a library visit with my children, and then I came upon a brochure that said TechMums on it. And it just had all these things that were just seemed really out there. It had app design, website design, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, what are these? But I want some of that. So I applied for it, and thankfully I was lucky enough to be part of the Tech Up Club near my area. So that's what led me to here today. Yeah, so I'll leave it there for now, Lauren.
No, super. So can you tell us a little bit about why you wanted to do TechMums?
I think, looking at different tech stuff, it seemed really out there to me. Like I said, you know, I was like just looking at my phone, just curiosity about how does the app even work? How does, you know, how do web, you know, how are even the website designed? I had no idea. So just seeing this on a brochure that said I could have the opportunity, and it also had things like how to keep your children safe online. I was doing some of that, but I didn't know if I was doing enough. And there were things that you mentioned as well, like keeping saving and stuff, like, you know, using the money box app and stuff like that. So it just made me really interested, and it was at a time I could do it. I was doing the children's school day, so I could drop them off at school, and then I could go to this and be finished in time to pick them up again. So I just thought, why not? And it was free as well. So again.
And then when you the experience like for you at TechMums and the other mums that you were with as well, like how did you find that experience?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really amazing. I think in the beginning, when you get to it with a group of people, everyone was a little bit shy in the beginning, but we had these icebreakers that we were all thinking, "Ooh, do we want to do this?" But it was fantastic, because I'm still in touch with some of the mums from TechMums, and I went on with a couple of them. We're lucky enough to be part of Professor Black's, Sue Black's Tech Up Women as well, and it was really nice going into that with two people that I'd already met and already knew. So yeah, and everything I was taught, I think I would not say I went a week without learning anything at TechMums. It was just, it's an amazing program. It really is.
Nice, amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about, so you did the TechMums program, you went each week, you know, you got to meet with other mums and stuff. What did you go on to do after TechMums?
After TechMums. So just as TechMums was finishing, one of our facilitators, Claire, gave us information on Tech Up Women starting, and it was, again, you know, it was Professor Sue Black's initiative as well, and it's like another step into that direction, because I've always, you know, when I saw the thing that I would be able to learn from them, it was going in that direction to something that to me in the beginning was inaccessible. But here I'd been able to do TechMums, and then moving into Tech Up as well, to train in a career in the tech industry. So I went into TechMums and I did the project management, agile project management cohort, and also part of, after doing TechMums, because I'd become a stay-at-home mom with the children, and I started doing something part-time, but it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. It was just, you know, to be able to fit around the children. But after TechMums, it gave me the confidence to go back into, I was in the construction industry before, but after I'd done TechMums, I just thought, why not just give it a go? Like, so I just went for it, and I just thought, whatever happens. But then I was able to get the job, so I've actually changed jobs as well, and I'm currently I've got the foundation qualification in the agile project management, and I'm hoping to get the practitioner level as well, and then see where that takes me.
Incredible, that is amazing. One of the things you mentioned there, which I think is really important, is that confidence aspect and like building up your self-confidence. And one of the markers we see, and we just finished 5 TechMums clubs, part of them were online towards the end because of quarantine, but our average kind of marker on self-confidence is mums' self-confidence goes from about 4.5 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10, which is a pretty big jump. So I think that's really, really important. And we have about about, I think, 55 people on this call or on this session. I'm sure there are a lot of people in amongst there who are considering either a career change or finding themselves out of work right now, or thinking about learning something like coding or something along those lines, even just to help their kids. Is there any advice that you would give someone who's feeling a little bit underconfident about making that jump or making that switch or anything like that?
I would really say go for it, because like I said, when I was, I said I saw the fly and I was thinking, let's go for it. But I was a bit hesitant, to be honest, because it was just a whole new world to me. But everybody was just so nice at TechMums, and it was just lovely to learn a new. So I'll just say, just absolutely go for it. After TechMums, I took my kids to swimming one day, and I remember there was a lady on the course with me, and I just said hello to her. And I remember her on the course once or twice. She sat on the same table with me, and she was talking about she wanted to set up her own business, but she wasn't confident enough to do it. So she'd see what happens, after TechMums. But then when I saw her, she said that she was trying to do it part-time, set up the business and still do her day job. But then she'd been confident enough to set up the business, and she was working full-time, and she was even turning away clients. She was just so full, that she was turning away clients. And I know you asked me this question earlier, but what I forgot to mention was that when I was on Tech Up Women, I met a fellow mom with whom Jennifer, she's on here, that with whom we're trying to develop an app. That Jennifer's more technical than I am, I'll say that. So together we're trying to work on developing an app to help parents of children with special education needs to navigate the process of developing what we call education and healthcare plan for the children. But we just hit a few, roadblocks both before lockdown and after lockdown. So if anybody would like to help us, they're more than welcome to. But if there are any moms on here, I said I was nervous about going in. I was hesitant about going in, but just taking the first step has been one of the best decisions that I've made, because it just led on to Tech Up Women. It's led on to so many different other things, really, that I can draw from TechMums, in many areas of my life right now.
Amazing. I mean, honor of talking with you so many times over the last year and a half, and you still managed to give me goosebumps. So thank you for that as well. But I have about 5 minutes left here. I have one question that I do want to end on, but I wanted to check if anybody in the chat had any questions. We have Angela as well here. Hi, Angela. How are you? Yeah, she just says recommended any women looking to learn digital skills to do a TechMums course. We do have the TechMums online at the minute, and there'll be more to come on that front as well. But I just wanted to see if anyone had any additional kind of questions for Gifty, any mums that are here in particular as well. So I'll just give a couple seconds and see that. While we're waiting, I will just ask my last one, and it's, what can we expect to see from Gifty Asana moving forward? Because your trajectory has been fantastic already. And as much as I'm sure TechMums would love to take credit for all of that, it is all you. So what can we expect to see from you in the next year, 2 years? What's next?
So I'm hoping that this app that Jen and I are working on will really, because both of us have got experience of how tedious the process can be, and we believe that the app could be life-changing for parents like us. So we're hoping that we'll be able to put it together, and then you'll be able to help other parents. And I'm also hoping to be able to get the practitioner level qualification, and then see what that takes me career-wise. And I'm also looking forward to helping anyway in TechMums, because it's been so amazing to me, just sharing my experience with other people. And yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. And we see that we have Sarah and Sandra have just signed up, so that's great. We've got some new TechMums online. So have a look at it, Sarah, Sandra, and also these are the types of modules where you can grab a cup of tea with a friend, or maybe you've been helping out your own mum, grandmother, your aunt, those sorts of things. So if you do sort of have a look at them, see if there's something that you can share with other people, I think it would be really, really helpful too. I don't see any questions here. Gifty, thank you so much for the time. And I'm just like reading all this. Yes, Sandra, get your mum involved too. I think I will just hand back over to Andrea to wrap up, and thank you all for attending today, and I hope to see more people like this soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Such a wonderful story to hear, Gifty. It is a very inspiring journey you've had, and I'm pretty sure that future is going to bring you some more in this. And I hope that you've inspired the other women here in our group, in our session, to take this pathway. Thank you, Lauren, for being able to facilitate this meeting with Gifty, and for presenting some of the activities run by TechMum. At this moment, I'm going to give the floor to our speaker, who is Gabriela. Gabriela is another inspiring woman who is an entrepreneur. She is leading the Hope for the Community. Please, Gabriela, if you would like to speak a little bit more about your company, what you are doing, and how tech supported you to adapt to these new challenges with the COVID. So hello, Gabriela, thank you for accepting my invitation. We cannot hear you. Can you please check if you are muted? Oh, you are not muted, but we cannot hear you, unfortunately. Right. Whilst Gabriela is going to come back, let's swap the speakers, because we have the wonderful Sarah here with us since the session started. Let's try to speak with Sarah a little bit. Sarah is one of my colleagues from Coventry University. She is the head of strategic engagement and business analysis, and she kindly accepted to present us how was her journey from the first days of working life until she got here in this stage. So would you like, Sarah, to speak a little bit about your journey?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I just really wanted to take you on a journey of my career and how I got to where I am today. We didn't have TechMums or Tech Up Women or any of these wonderful programs when I started way back when. So, but I think there's sort of similarities in my journey. So I want to take you way back to when I was 16 years old, and I won't tell you how long ago that was, but it was a while ago. So I was a 16-year-old with a plan. I just started my A-levels and I wanted to be a vet. I'd wanted to be a vet forever. I worked in a vet practice on Saturdays. I had work experience on farms, safari parks, all sorts of experience with animals, and I wanted to be a vet, and that was my life's plan. It was all worked out. But life threw me a curveball, and at 16 years old, I ended up leaving home, and I needed a new plan. So I started working full-time in lots of different jobs. I worked in factory jobs, I worked in restaurants, I worked in banks, I was an estate agent, but don't take that against me. I had lots of different jobs, and I was really trying to find my place in the world of work, trying to find a new career and a new passion, and struggling really. You know, I kept changing jobs. I had 7 jobs in 7 years, I think. So more or less every year I changed jobs. And what I really discovered was I enjoyed working with people. In all the jobs I did, that was the thing that I enjoyed the most. And it was quite a long time ago, so computers weren't very common in the workplace, but I had started to use computers a little bit at work, and found that I could pick computers up really quickly, and people in the office would struggle with them, but you know, I could pick it up and use it. But it was only sort of using Word or you know, a simple office program. It was nothing sort of techie. And then life threw me a curveball, and I had the opportunity to study full time and give up work. But what was I going to do? I had no idea. I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have a career that I loved. And I'd like to say there was a master plan of joining tech, but there wasn't. I just thought, you know what, computer sounds like something I could do, so I'll do a computer science degree. So that's what I did. I went back to university full time. I didn't have A levels. I managed to swing it, that I got straight into university. And so I started my computer science degree, and that was a bit of a shock. It was very technical. You know, I wasn't really a techie person. I was thrown into the world of coding and computer networking, computer architecture, and that module literally but there were, you know, I really struggled with some of the code aspects. That's not the way my brain works. So I was sort of, again, I was bumbling through my degree, trying to find, well, where do I fit in the world of I've chosen as my path. There's a lot of feedback, I'm not sure. Oh, it's gone. Excellent. So as part of my degree, we had a module in business analysis, and a lovely lady came along who worked at the University of Wolverhampton where I was studying, and she talked about the career of a business analyst. And I thought, wow, this actually sounds really good. I like the sound of this job. And I thought, how do I get to be a business analyst? I wasn't really sure. So I carried on finishing my degree. I did a sandwich placement as a sort of IT support person at a local council, and I graduated my degree and had to get a job. So my first job when I left university was, again, as an IT support person. So you phone up the help desk and say, my computer's not working, and Sarah comes out to your office and crawls around under the desk and fiddles with your computer and checks the networking, check it's switched on, and hopefully gets it working again. And I enjoyed that, but you know, it wasn't a lifelong plan that I thought this is the career for me. So then I got a job working in back at Wolverhampton University. I got a job working on a European funded project where we helped local businesses explore innovation around radio frequency identification. So that was looking at things, how could we use this technology in local businesses in the West Midlands? And it was something that I'd done as part of my course, which sort of got me to be offered the role. And again, that was really interesting, going out meeting different businesses, but it wasn't that business analysis career that I really wanted. But then I saw a job at Wolverhampton University advertising for a business analyst. I thought, yes, this is my chance. And I was lucky enough to get that role, and that really springboarded me into my career of 15 plus years in business analysis. So why do I love being a business analyst? So for me, being a business analyst is really the perfect role for my skill set, because it's about people. For me, being a business analyst is about people, but it's also about how people use technology. So how do people use the computer systems? How do people use the apps? What do they need those systems to do to help them achieve what they're trying to achieve in their job? And for me, that was just the perfect fit for me. For me, it's almost like shopping. So you go shopping and say, right, I've got a list of things that I need this system to do. And it's trying to then match, either build a system to fit that shopping list, or buy a system off the shelf from a supplier that best fits that shopping list of requirements for the people. So as a business analyst, I would go out to an area of the company, really get to know those people, get to know the jobs that they're trying to do, get to know what they're trying to achieve, what they need the computer system to do to help them in their day-to-day job. And really then take that set of requirements and translate it into something technical that I could take back to a software developer and have a conversation with the software developer and say, right, I need you to build a system that does X, Y, and Z for these people. So I really act as the sort of mediator between non-techie people who are just trying to do their job in HR or payroll or whichever department they're in, and the techie people who are building the systems for them, integrating systems, getting the data to flow around for them. And I need to be able to talk to people in a non-techie business language that they can understand, but then I need to be able to talk to the techie people and translate it into sort of tech talk and something that they can take and understand and build. And I need to be able to understand when they're talking about issues in the systems and bugs, etc. So that real mix of enjoying working with people, but also having that technical understanding of computers, coding, networking, how it all works, was the perfect mix for that role. So I've worked as a business analyst for sort of 15 plus years, all in HE. So I've always worked for universities. I've moved around universities in the West Midlands because I'm close to home. I've got 2 kids, so I need to be relatively flexible in terms of school pickups. But working in a university has been a fabulous opportunity for me because there are so many different activities that go on in a university. So I've worked on HR systems, payroll systems, student record systems. There's such a wide variety of different projects that I've been able to be involved in during my career. And it's really, in some ways, my crazy CV of jobs that I had before I went to university has been a real benefit to me because I've been able to take all that experience of working in different industries to bring to my role as a business analyst, because I need to be able to very quickly understand how a department works and what they need to do to achieve their role, to then translate that into a tech solution. So I think many years ago, I was quite embarrassed about my sort of War and Peace CV that I had that showed a lack of direction, but now actually I'm really proud of it, and I think it gives me a lot of experience that I can bring to a role. So as a business analyst, I've sort of worked my way up. I became a manager of the team at Coventry University, so I managed a team of sort of 10 to 15 business analysts working on different projects in the university. And then more recently, I've moved up to sort of assistant director level, where I manage the strategic engagement team as well as the business analyst team. So my team really is responsible for the sort of all the work that comes into the IT department at Coventry University, and it's that engagement with the business, going out and finding what different areas of the business want from IT and how we can help them, bringing that back to the department and translating it into projects that I then hand over to my colleague who's responsible for project delivery. So I have sort of worked my way up my career and got to a sort of senior level, but that doesn't mean I don't still suffer from imposter syndrome and wonder, what am I doing here and do I deserve to be here? So if that's something that you ever feel like, don't worry, we all feel the same. Even the men at work have that. So but now I've got to a level in my career where I'm trying to give back, and I was lucky enough to be a mentor for Tech Up Women for the first cohort last year, which I really enjoyed, and I got so much out of doing that role as a mentor. Hopefully the mentees got as much out of it as the mentors did. And I think it's really a wonderful opportunity for us who have been in tech for a while to start to give back and give people who are thinking about joining tech, or people at the beginnings of their career, a helping hand and a step up in their journey. And that was really all I wanted to talk about, really, how I ended up in tech, which was probably more accident than design, and how I've sort of made a career of tech with the skills and experience that I gained along the way.
I was muted. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your intervention. It is literally very, very inspiring to hear from you how you've been willing to adapt and to take new opportunities and upskill and go to another levels in your career. And also our attendees in here are appreciating that data skills, like soft skills are needed for nowadays. Business analyst is really cool, and it is, an interest subject to be taken. And thank you very much for sharing your experience with us, Sarah. It is really, really helpful to hear this. And I think many women are finding themselves in your place and hope that they are going to be inspired. I'm going to give back the floor to Gabriela, who managed to get in. Hopefully this time we can hear her. Right. We cannot hear you, Gabriela. Do you have headsets or a microphone which you can use? Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we cannot hear Gabriela. I'm not sure why. It is maybe the case. Huma, did you manage to join in? We have another speaker, Huma, who would like to share her journey, but I'm not sure if he is online now. Okay, let's see. Huma, can you hear us?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hello.
How do I say? Apologies for earlier. I was trying to work out why the sound was digitized. So I'm not sure how to share my screen. Apologies for not being very techy, How do I share my screen?
Huma, unfortunately, I didn't manage to figure out how to share the screen.
Sorry, you're digitized. I don't know if you can you hear me?
We can hear you very well, but
I can't hear you. You're digitized. That's what I'm saying. The first session I could hear Lauren and Gifty, but since then it's been digitized. That's why. Apologies. Can you hear me? Without digitization.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. How do I share my screen? Sorry for not being a digital woman. So I can show you my presentation, my slides. How do I do that?
Just speak about the presentation.
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. There's something. So we can't share screen.
Are you okay?
So we can't share screen on this platform.
I don't think we can at the moment.
Okay, so there's no way to share screen on this platform. Oh, what a shame, because I was going to show you Terminator pictures. Okay, so shall I start, Andrea? Do you want me to start?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay, so apologies. So I'm really sorry I can't share my screen. But basically, in the 1990s, I worked for Stefanel UK, which was like clothes, like Benetton. So I worked in the head office, South Molton Street, just off Bond Street in London, in their accounts. And we were moving from manual bookkeeping to spreadsheets. So at that time in the 90s, it was just after Terminator 2 came out, and I'd always loved science fiction movies and robots, blah, blah, blah. And so Stefanel, it collapsed in the UK as we were transforming to digital from manual bookkeeping. That's what the job I did, to spreadsheets. What was really interesting about the use of the data? So Stefano sold clothes, Italian clothes, not high-end, just like normal, affordable. And so the Oxford Street store, if they had a lot of unsold long skirts, they would pass them on to the store in Bayswater, London W2, where there were more Iranian Arab women who were more likely to wear long skirts, and so they would move the shorter skirts to the big Oxford Street branch. So that was in intelligence, in a way, in looking at business intelligence and how to get your products being moved. Anyway, the company collapsed in the UK. Obviously, they're still in Italy, and there's one store now. But so I thought, what do I do now? Because it's collapsed. We've lost our jobs. And I was really interested. As I say, it was just after Terminator 2, and the robot had very limited language. A robot played by Arnold Schwarzenegger had very limited language, and that really interested me. So I thought, well, what shall I do now? Do I want to carry on bookkeeping, because I'd just been doing that to pay for my tickets to follow cricket around? That was my passion when I was young, just watching cricket and going to cricket matches. So I thought, okay, I better become an adult, because my dad had died at that time as well, 1992. So I decided to go back to university. Artificial intelligence sounded, wow, that's really cool, because that takes my interest in robotics and everything. So I did a degree at University of Westminster, but I did it slowly, part-time, because I wasn't really sure whether I'd be capable. So I did it part-time, and I completed a first class in 1998 in interdisciplinary studies, cognitive science. And after that, I stayed in touch with university. They asked me, University of Westminster, to do some part-time teaching on the cognitive science modules. And I was following at that time a guy called Kevin Warwick, a professor at Reading University, who was becoming the first human cyborg, because he chipped himself, obviously with ethical permission from the university and with doctors, surgeons on board. He, in 1998, he had a chip put in his upper left arm, and he was able to control external objects. For example, he went to New York, and connected to the internet, he was able to, through an interface device, connect with a robotic hand. I'm sure you've heard of him, Professor Kevin Warwick. He's quite famous. So I started writing to him, and shockingly, he replied. You don't expect professors to reply, but he replied. And so in 2003, I attended a Turing test competition, a Loebner Prize. So there was this rich American guy, Hugh Loebner, who sponsored an artificial intelligence prize annually since 1991. And the first time it came to the UK was in 2003 at the University of Surrey. So I attended it, and I was writing to this guy, Professor Warwick. He also had taken part in a Turing test contest, one of these Loebner Prizes. Sorry, I got it wrong. 2003 was the second one. The first Loebner Prize in the UK was in 2001 at the Science Museum, and Kevin Warwick had acted as a judge of the machines to see if they had any intelligence. So when I attended the 2003 one, I saw the layout, how the competition was, how you conversed with machines. So I was continuing to write to Professor Warwick at Reading University, and he accepted me as a PhD student in 2005. So I started part-time at Reading University in 2006, and I conducted my own Turing test experiment, asking this American guy, Hugh Loebner in America, contacting him, saying, could we bring his contest back to the UK and have it at Reading University, and he agreed. So in 2008, as part of my PhD then, I conducted a big Turing test, which is, can you tell a human from a machine just based on the answers that they give you? So conducted that then in 2008, so the results were amazing, and so I completed my PhD in 2011. In January 2011, had my Viva. That same year, later on in that year, Apple was the first to introduce a talking assistant on their iPhone 4S, the Siri system. So that was 2011. And then in 2012, so I've got my PhD by then, and I was working part-time at Reading University. It was the 100th anniversary of the birth of a mathematician, Alan Turing, one of the Bletchley Park code breakers. So on the 100th anniversary of his birth, 23rd of June, I organised a big event at Bletchley Park. It gained the London 2012 Inspire Mark for Education because there was a connection between Alan Turing and the London 2012 Olympics, because Alan Turing was a marathon runner and his speed was quite fast. He was supposed to take part in the 1948 London Olympics, but he became injured. But the speed that he used to run at, he would have won silver if he had taken part in the 1948 Olympics. So we got a nice award for our Bletchley Park event. And then that same year, I got a job as a postdoc on the EU-funded RoboLaw project. And then part of that project, the dissemination and communication activities, we organised another big Turing test with can you tell a human from a machine through conversation at the prestigious Royal Society London in 2014. So that was between Reading University by then and Coventry University, because Professor Warwick had then moved to Coventry University as Vice Chancellor for Research, and he was taking me with him, but this was the last event we would do at Reading University. So we had a huge event which there was lots of controversy because a machine beat the first level of the Turing test in terms of fooling 1/3 of the judges. So there was lots of controversy about that. So lots of publicity for Reading University, but not good for Professor Warwick and I, because we were called all sorts of names like hosting theatres, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, by that time then I'd moved to Coventry University in June 2014. So with Professor Warwick, we wrote up the results of all these Turing test experiments from my PhD, Bletchley Park Royal Society, and Cambridge University Press published our book, Turing's Imitation Game, Conversations with the Unknown, in 2016. And so that led to looking at digital assistants. So we already got Siri. Alexa came on the scene in 2016. So Coventry University bought me a simple Amazon Echo Dot machine, which had Alexa. I then went on to buy Google Home, Amazon Spot, and Amazon Show devices, and testing their ability to answer questions satisfactorily. And then the issue that came out of the digital assistants is that they're always on listening devices. So that's a huge privacy issue. So through the privacy research, which I also do because I teach artificial intelligence, creativity and ethics to students at Coventry University. So then doing the research for teaching, I put in a submission, a grant bid to the EU Horizon 2020 programme, and I was so lucky, can't believe it. I got a grant of 2 million, just under 2 million euros on a project called Citizen Scientists Investigating Cookies and App GDPR Compliance. So this is 11 partners across the world and universities. It also includes IBM, Microsoft, etc. So what we're doing is, like I've used the general public before in Turing tests, we're going to use the general public as citizen scientists to investigate cookies in websites and in apps, because what many people know there are cookies, but they don't realize the amount of tracking by default that's going on. And because it's like checking the compliance of the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, I think that's why the EU gave us this funding, because the GDPR came in 2018, May 2018, and I submitted the bid in April 2019 last year. So I think that's why I was lucky, because it's, you know, getting these prestigious grants is really, really difficult. So I can't believe my luck. And a lot of it is luck. So basically, that's my journey from the early days of bookkeeping, which was transformed through computerized accounts. And I saw how the data about how products, you know, clothes were being sold and how they could be moved to sell better in different stores. So, and I also liked robotics, and I hadn't heard of the term artificial intelligence at that time, but I decided to take the big risk, which I thought would be a big risk, because all I was interested in at that time was, science fiction movies and cricket. So I wasn't sure whether I could do anything academic, but, well, everybody can. It just shows if I could do it, anybody can. So the hard work, and it was really enjoyable. And the PhD work led to research fellow on a really exciting robot law, which is about looking at laws and legislation for emerging technologies like driverless vehicles. And that led to, you know, teaching at Coventry University and applying for grant bids and getting this grant, which I lead the science on. So that's basically my boring digital woman journey, but, you know, hope it's useful.
Yes, thank you, Huma. It was such a nice story to hear how you know you took the opportunities which came into your life, and that got in there. You know, like where life brought you. It is amazing. We have a question for you here in chat. Do you use any always listening devices like Alexa and Google?
Yeah, that's what I said. So in Coventry University bought me the small Echo Dot with Alexa, and then I bought the Spot, which is a round. It's really cute. I wish I could show you. Maybe I can. 1 second, because there's a camera, so maybe I can show you. So these are my, can you see? So there's the, can you see? So there's, oh, hang on, this, but that's the Google Home, that one, and this is my Spot device. This one is my, hi Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:28 a.m.
Thank you. Hey Google, have you passed the Turing test?
I don't mind if you can tell I'm not human. As long as I'm helpful, I'm all good.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so you can see I use them for research. I've written papers about them. Went to Edinburgh University to, they invited me to give a talk about Turing test and what is the relevance of that today. And the relevance is these digital systems, because Amazon Alexa, Google, they spend a hell of a lot of money in improving their linguistic abilities and to answer questions better. I mean, I ask them simple questions now, they were fine. There's lots of times I ask them questions and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So, you know, yeah, I do use them. Short answer, yeah, I do use them for research.
You're on mute, Andrea.
I can't hear you, Andrea. I think I might be going over time as well, so I think I should stop. I can't hear you, Andrea. I don't know what's happened with my system today. Ah, somebody said Alexa runs our morning routines for getting ready for school. Excellent. But don't forget, Amazon is collecting all that interaction. That's the thing. I can't hear you, Andrea. I'm gonna go because I think I'm done. Sarah says, Sarah Clark, thank you. I want you to be my lecturer. Come along. I have a free. So I'm going to go now, peoples. I can't hear Andrea. Apologies. I'm going to go now. Sorry. Bye for now.
Thanks, Huma, that was amazing. Andrea, we can't hear you at the moment. Can you hear us? I can lip read and I can know what's happened. And thank you very much.
My microphone, sorry, I do apologize, I was on mute. So I'm not sure if you heard about something about what I've mentioned about Gabriella's enterprise, social enterprise. I shared with you the link for her organization. Unfortunately, Gabriella couldn't join us because of the technical problems. The organization Hope for the Community was facing, like all of us, problems and not problems but challenges to adapt to this new world, and they use technology, and she wanted to share with us more information about how this worked for the company for nowadays. I shared with you the link in order for you to check what is about. Maybe we can share as well the presentations. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for the speakers to be here with us and share their lovely and inspiring journeys. I hope and wish you that you are going to find your tech journey, your personal tech journey, and enjoy the time on the other sessions. Sorry for being 2 minutes past my time. I'm going to leave you now and wish you all the best luck. And don't forget, tech is for everyone. Bye all. Thank you. Have a nice day.